Well, hey folks, this is Will with Hillbilly Hopper's Homestead, and we figured we'd do a little video for you again. We acquisitioned a few new rabbits over the course of the last couple weeks, and we've done some out of character planting as well. Planted a few pretty things, which is quite uncharacteristic for us. So I figured I'd show you guys around, let you see some of the new stuff that's going on and what we're going to do, and let you guys see some of the improvements that we've made so far and the ones that we're going to be making in the future. So, like I said, we did some uncharacteristic stuff this time. These are dahlias. This is called Tequila Sunrise. They're really, really pretty. We decided I had these here, and I tried to grow different kinds of vegetables in them, and they just really, for some reason, they didn't work very well. I got them, they were flower beds that my mom had, and she gave them to us. So this year I decided, we had some company coming over and things like that, so I figured, why not try to do something a little different? So we bought these. These are called Lemon Slice. They're a pretty little bugle-shaped bloom. And we got these little purple daisy type flowers. And then these. Take a step around. And then I got these blue star lobelia because my wife loves blue, and I wanted something that would grow out and kind of hang over the sides over the course of the summer. And then I planted a cinnamon basil in the other one, and that's lamb's ear. It's a medicinal herb that we planted this year. And then we ringed our beds. Let me get that out of there. What's that? Marjoram. We ringed our beds in these flower seeds that I got from Bountiful Gardens this year. They're a mix of different beneficial flowers and herbs that will draw in good insects to keep the pests out of our garden. So all of our gardens this year have been ringed in this mix of flowers that are supposed to draw these good bugs in. So we've been attaching cages, as you can see here. There goes some rabbits. You've got the cage. This is our short cage. Then you can see the small wire in the bottom so that the grass can still, as you can see, come up vertically. Tell your mom to get him. And then we've got these tunnels that are connected that go through, and then another cage. It's a nesting box. And then more tunnels. And then those tunnels go into this little area here. There's Misty. And then you can see the plethora of new bunnies that there are. There's another one there. Next to Misty over here is a great big lion head that we got. She's a blue tort, I believe is the color that's called. And then there's another silver fox. And as you can see, they've got plenty of area that they run around. And they just run back and forth between all the areas. I've got two more of these size. These are 3x4s, I believe. No, that's 3x6. These are 3x8. Yeah. These are actually, no, those are 4x8. Yeah. You see? They're 8 feet long. And then these are the small. We have smaller ones too. I've also got this small one over here that's not connected to anything that I gotta put a new top on. It will get connected tomorrow. We'll put a top on it and get it connected up. Then, of course, I've got my blackberries. They started growing out of this ornamental bush that we have in the yard, and I was like, you know what, just let them grow. Got blackberries all over the place, blooms. They've pretty much taken over all the way out, the whole thing. Then out here we've got, the wet spot that we had. There is the missing rabbit. You see him run around the corner? Yeah, that's Satoshi's baby that got loose. This area that you see with wood around it, this has been planted again with that beneficial mix of seeds. What we did was we had actually planned on buying a set of bee boxes this year, but turned out we couldn't afford it. And so when that happened, we ended up with this big patch here of beneficial flowers that we planted. Then we've got our little water. This is where all the water collects when we do all of our feeding and watering and stuff. And then when there's heavy rains, it's also a low spot in the yard that water collects. So we decided to plant we tried to experiment with a few different things. Some stuff like the red vein sorrel here you can actually eat. And then, of course, there's other stuff that thrives that's pretty in wetter climates. Different kinds of lilies. These will be a scarlet iris. This is a Baptista australis. It's a false indigo is what it is, that thrives in a wet area. We're also waiting. A local guy said in June he will have pitcher plants. So we're going to try pitcher plants in the wet spot as well. We planted an area out here again. You see cilantro, marigolds, stuff like that starting to grow up. They were basically left alone by the rabbits, but that one rabbit that's still loose, there's our lonely corn plants, our 2 lonely corn plants that are still left. She basically came in and cleaned up the entire bed in one sitting. We've got one of the orca peas, the orca beans, the calypsos that we bought to do this year. I've still got seeds, so we may be able to re-sow when we catch her. But there's the one lonely pea that we have left out of the quite a few seeds that we put down. There should have been about 30 hills. We ended up with 0. Same thing happened with our scarlet